The nation's troubled vaccine rollout moves into a new phase today, with more Australians now able to receive a COVID shot. From this morning, the AstraZeneca vaccine will be offered to anyone aged over 50. Thousands have already booked spots to receive their shots at large vaccination hubs.
But it's a different story in Australia's most populous state, with large state government clinics in New South Wales not open to over 50s for another 3 weeks. Just over 2.25 million vaccine doses have been administered as part of the national rollout, which has so far targeted frontline workers, older and Indigenous Australians. Steph Ferrier is outside the Royal Exhibition Building Vaccine Hub in Melbourne for us today, and Ruby Cornish is at Homebush in Sydney's West. So Steph, we'll start to you. So it's been pretty good uptake for people booking in so far, I understand.
Yes, so actually here at the Royal Exhibition Building in Carlton, the slots that were designated as appointment slots have already been booked out for the whole of today. As you can see behind me, there's a small queue of people that is just about to head in now, because we are just within moments of the doors actually officially opening. So I'm not quite sure whether or not these people behind me are just walk-ins or if they actually have their appointments from 8:15. But what they are hoping to do is actually increase the services that they provide here at this centre from some 2,000 vaccinations a day up to 4,000 a day in the coming weeks. This is one of 10 or so vaccination hubs that are across the state of Victoria. Of course, earlier on we saw these hubs only being used for frontline or essential workers. Then it was the over 70s turn, and now, of course, from today, it is the turn of the 50s to 69s as well. So they're certainly hoping that they'll see a much more accelerated rollout of the vaccination effort at the moment. What we have seen so far is that there's been more than about 500,000 Victorians that have been vaccinated, but there's some 2.2 million eligible Victorians that fall into this 50 to 69-year-old category. One of those who is very eager to finally get his shot is the Department of Health's testing commander, Jerome Weimar, and he says he'll be out there tomorrow when the Cranbourne vaccination hub opens at the Cranbourne racecourse in Melbourne's southeast. He says it's ever more important to make sure that anybody who's got any of those slight concerns about the AstraZeneca vaccine to just talk to their GPs, to talk to their health providers, just to set their minds at ease in terms of those very, very rare risks of the blood clots. And this has been backed up by the Professor Catherine Bennett, an esteemed epidemiologist who we spoke to not long ago on News Breakfast. And she says that as more people start to get their shots and people realise that it is safe, then we will see that uptake increase even more. Let's have a listen to what she had to say.
I think there's always that balance of trying to get the right information out there. But I also think people just need to know people who've had the vaccine and are fine, which is the vast majority. So I think as more people take up the vaccine, I think other people will then think, yeah, look, there's a lot of benefits from this, and my friends are fine, and I'm okay with this. So I think progressively, with time, people will start to relax more, and will probably stop chasing every single case that might or might not be related to some sort of reaction.
So that's Catherine Bennett there, the epidemiologist, just talking about the fact that obviously these benefits far outweigh the very minimal risks. And just in terms of these vaccination hubs, obviously they are preferring people actually make an appointment. Any of those Victorians can call up a hotline number that's on the Department of Health's website. However, they will be accepting walk-ins as well.
OK, Steph, thank you. And Ruby, to you in Sydney. It's a bit of a different situation there in New South Wales, because even though people over 50 are eligible, there's a difference about where they're being encouraged to go to get their vaccine.
Yeah, that's right, Mads. Good morning. There has been some confusion over the vaccine rollout for over 50s here in New South Wales. We're not following the target set by National Cabinet, and there have been some mixed messages from our leaders about exactly what the rollout should look like for people over the age of 50. We have 2.9 million of them here in New South Wales. Unlike the state-run mass vaccination hubs across most of the country today, this one at Homebush, which is about 12 kilometres west of the Sydney CBD, is not opening for over 50s this morning. In fact, it's not opening for anyone this morning. It's not opening for another week, and when it does on the 10th of May, it will be open to people eligible under phase 1 of the vaccine rollout, so frontline healthcare and quarantine workers and their families primarily. If you are over the age of 50, 50, you can actually book in with some respiratory clinics, Commonwealth-run respiratory clinics across Sydney. They are open today and there are appointments still available there. But the message that we had from the Premier Gladys Berejiklian last week, in no uncertain terms to people over the age of 50, was if you can, wait to book in with your GP. GPs are going to be able to administer the AstraZeneca vaccine from the 17th of May in 2 weeks' time. So just to sum up, if you're over 50 in New South Wales, you can book a vaccine with a Commonwealth-run respiratory clinic. If you wait till the 17th of May, you can book in with your GP. And if you wait till the 24th of May, you will be able to book in at one of these mass vaccination hubs as well, Mads.
OK, Ruby, thank you. And Steph, thanks very much to you in Melbourne as well. So, look, there is can be a little bit confusing. If you would like more information about whether you're eligible and, in fact, where you can go to get your vaccine if you are eligible, go to the vaccine eligibility checker. It's there on the screen.